What's up, guys and gals? Your host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys the latest chapter review for Ayakashi Triangle, chapter 119, entitled Fake? Place your bets, everybody. Who is the fake? Are they both real? Are they both fake? Well, they're clearly not both fake, but once again, we don't actually know. Is the one that we've been following this whole time, the gender bend girl Matsuri, is she the real one? Or is the original boy version of Matsuri, who's currently at the Kazumaki house and all that stuff, is that the real one? Now, it's not something I brought up in the chapter 118 review, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that they're both real. Both real, some split soul shit going down, right? I think I mentioned it at the very end of the review that that's a possibility, and I like that possibility. That not necessarily, it would be a nice twist, you know, on the whole doppelganger, clone, evil twin brother from the telenovela era and the soap opera era, right? It'd be a nice little twist on the trope that, no, this isn't a fake. They're both real, and one's not an evil clone, one created just by the Gogyo-san or something like that. Not necessarily. The corruption is there and might have to be combated, but they're actually two halves of still what makes up Matsuri Kazumaki. They're both. You know, one's not more than the other sort of idea. I kind of like that idea. I kind of like the idea that they're split souls, because grandfather Kazumaki here, he doesn't know, because he said the jutsu, the aura, everything's the same on both of them, meaning it's split, but they're not, one's not more Matsuri than the other, technically speaking. So I'm gonna go off on that theory. I think that would be kind of cool, even though, like, at best the boy Matsuri is corrupted and evil. But I like the idea of the split soul idea, that they're both, you know, because we can play around with that. We can play around with the idea that I don't think this is going to go on for like chapters and chapters, but it would be really cool if at the end it was one of those things where it's like, but I don't want to come back into you because we haven't stopped the gender jutsu, and if we merge again, I'm going to go back to being a girl, and I want to date, you know, the selfish desires of Matsuri Kazumaki. I want to date Suzu Kanade, and I want to be her lover, and I want to do this, you know. So the selfish thing was like, I don't want to go back to being you sort of idea, and there's going to be that conflict. I think that would be actually a lot more interesting than just, oh, one of them's evil and one of them's fake, you know what I mean? So either way, this chapter doesn't lend itself really one way or the other than the fact that, of course, the girl Matsuri, the gender swapped Matsuri, is doubting, being very doubtful. Incredibly doubtful here. Of course, Soga and the Ninokoro family took her in and all that stuff. And we see that they're trying to set up the dads all trying to set up the idea of getting, of course, the two kids together sort of idea. It's like, Kazumaki, you know, great ninja, great rival, but now that you're a girl, why don't you take my son as your bride? You guys be great together, you know what I mean? Or take my son as your husband, sorry, and it'd be a great thing, you know, you can be together, and great couple, yada yada yada, and we'll have two great ninja families, you know, together sort of idea, right? Funnily enough, we have Ninokoro in the bath and stuff like that, and of course there's the whole, oh, gotta hide under the water thing, can't hold my breath, boom, and all that stuff. But Kazumaki doesn't even recognize, like, doesn't even, like, flinch when she's like, oh, like, holy crap, what's gonna happen, you know, like, because Soga, of course, comes out of the water and that kind of idea. We do get a scene with Suzu and stuff, but it's not really that relevant. It's not really that relevant because realistically, this is how she should feel. So it's like, oh, you turned down, we know that she turned down boy Matsuri, we already assume that, but she turned down the boy version of Matsuri, saying, until we figure all this shit out, I don't want to just, like, run off with you into the sunset. That's basically what that scene is saying. Now, as I said, Soga eventually gets out of the water, can't take it anymore, and he, not even deterred, and it's just like, you know, it's alright, might as well stay, let's bathe together, and stuff like that. And so they actually, they end up actually bathing together. It's a very nice bathhouse and stuff. The Soga Ninokoro's family is cleaning up here, and then, he's of course like really freaking out. He's like, it's not so odd for rivals to bathe together. Yes, to soak in the same tub and clean battle wounds and stuff. Like, yes, this is not uncomfortable at all. No, stay calm. You know, that kind of idea, right? But then ask the question, did something happen between you and Suzu? And Matsuri mentions, I'm a fake and all that stuff. And I like the fact that this is good skipping. We already know the details. Instead of boring us with that, basically we jump away from that. And Soga's next line is, so that's why you left home then. You know, and it's like, well, there's nothing really there to cover that like he would sit there and listen and then would comment, right? So I don't mind that kind of little skip there. We continue it on. It's like the boy me is there, so it's better that I'm the one who's gone, but I don't have any other place to go. And then actually thinking about when Soga's dad was there and basically said, you two would be a great match together. This is fantastic and all that stuff, like I said. And thinks about this and says, well, I'm like a lost person now. I don't have a purpose. I don't know where to go. The real me, which this one's already doubting because, you know, I have the gender swap mark. I'm the girl, all that stuff, and assumes that like everything's fine at home if I disappear, but where do I go? So it's like, well, maybe it's like your dad said, if you take me as your bride, do you think I'll become happy and stuff like that? And this is like a big development. This is a huge development because it's like he could easily, like, once again, I don't think that Ninokuro, this is very confusing of course, but Ninokuro once again is not, Matsuri is not a true, I don't want to step on any toes, but Matsuri is not a true trans person, okay? Is quite literally a representation of that in a sense, but Matsuri is actually every bit a boy and not a girl. And Ninokuro is not gay and is into girls. So this would be, even though it sounds ideal in nature, this would be living a lie. See, what I like about this particular dynamic, it's sort of out of place a little bit, but after reading the chapter a couple of times, because I was like, whoa, wait a minute. There's no romantic feelings here. There's a sense of friendship, camaraderie, and stuff like that. I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, we know that Ninokuro is simply a teenage boy. That's the only thing. It's not about feeling, and is confused because, of course, a heavy rivalry and friendship with Matsuri previously, and now Matsuri is, you know, looking habada to him, you know, sort of idea. So he's all confused, but we know for a fact that there's not that level going on there and stuff. Even the cover page says more than rivals and stuff like that. It's like, no, not really. This is just a very, very unique circumstances and situation, right? So this line doesn't actually come out of nowhere because this is a Matsuri who is thinking, I'm a fake, I'm unneeded, I don't have anywhere to go, maybe I should just give up, maybe I should just do what everyone's telling me, maybe I should accept that I'm going to be stuck like this forever and all that stuff. And if that's the case, this would be a great, like, Ninokuro Soga is a great friend, a great rival, all that stuff. Do you think I'll be happy if I just stayed here? You know, that kind of idea, right? Because she had the nice dinner, she got the bath and all that stuff, and it's like, they like me, it seems, you know, sort of idea, right? Now, this is where, of course, because he's all depressed, Soga just get out, and boom, right out of the bath, and just says, has to close his eyes and stuff, because it's just like, he's too embarrassed, right? Because, once again, teenage boy. But says, you know, my rival Kazumaki would never get swept up in those type of things and lose sight of himself. Go and sort yourself out. Basically saying, bitch, figure out what the hell is wrong with you right now. Go for a walk and think about it, all right? Or stop thinking. You're overthinking this, or you're not thinking about it enough. This is craziness. So this is where, of course, we get a funny little scene. I'll try to use this for the thumbnail because I actually really like this. They basically, the father and the sister are like, what did you do? We set up a futon for you to sleep with together and everything. And it's like, god damn. You know what's funny about that? If it was boy Matsuri, it wouldn't really be a problem. So it's kind of weird, funny sort of an idea. It's like, oh, of course, like, two guys having a sleepover. It's like, yeah, sure, sleep in the same room, same bed, whatever. It's like, the bed's big, whatever, no big deal, right? Nobody thinks about that. And it's like, ah ha ha. It's like now that the gender swap thing is a thing, it's like a whole nother kettle of fish. So actually kind of funny there. Now Ninokuro did actually kick Matsuri out. Matsuri does leave. And this, unfortunately, because of Matsuri's mental state, might not have been the best thing for Soga to do. I mean, Soga's not exactly a licensed therapist or anything, but I wish there was more to this. I wish that this wasn't the exact direction that was happening right now. Like, I don't know. I sort of wish that the Soga's family would have sort of like the mother, because we saw the mother there, and the dad and stuff like that, even with his reservations and stuff, would have sort of sat Matsuri down, and this would have been a whole couple of chapters with their family and Matsuri talking it out, but literally just leaves and thinks it's like, wow, if my own rival is saying that I'm not acting like me, I must be a fake and stuff. So it's further down the rabbit hole. It's not climbing our way out. And I'm like, ah, man, really? Like, not that either avenue is better or worse. I just really like spending time with Ninokuro. So, you know. And then the end part of the chapter is Hinojiki is now apparently working for, I don't remember this happening, but apparently working for Lou, Miss Lucy. We must protect Miss Lucy Kazumaki and stuff. Apparently wandered onto Lou's grounds or something like that, and it was like, oh, it's just you? It's like, wait, this is Lou's house? It's like, you came at the right time. I need a hand, Matsuri Kazumaki, in a very butler-esque suit, looking very much swagger sort of idea with Hinojiki there. So now Matsuri's going to be working with Hinojiki for protecting, apparently, Miss Lucy for now. So that's quite of an interesting little development, sort of like, I guess, you know, I'm sure there's going to be a lesson within the protecting and going to think about things and stuff, but it's always good to take your mind off of things, right, and just distract yourself. I know it's very difficult to do. You know? A few things happened to me this week. I won't bore you guys with the details, but, you know, some things out of my control, some things within my control, and I just gotta, you know, it's like I can't just sit down and just keep doing this about it and being like, you know, because that's not going to help. That's not going to do anything. That's just going to waste time. So you might as well, you know, go out to eat, go hang out with friends, go record a review video. You know, you got to do those things sort of idea. So this will be an excellent distraction while the emotions and the nerves and everything sort of settle down, and you can, you know, cut through the fog sort of idea and see face forward. That kind of mentality, I guess. Either way, not a bad chapter. Like the chapter, just wish we spent more time with Soga and the family and stuff, because I like them as characters. But it is what it is. That's the review for chapter 119. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as always, and we will see you people back here for chapter 120 of Ayakashi Triangle. Looking forward to it. Know you guys are too. See you back here next time. Sayonara.